Here is a tooth, tooth number 31, with a fractured mesial buccal area of this crown that needs to be replaced. It's causing a food trap for this patient. So in order for us to create the true form of this tooth and not have this food trap when we make the temporary, I've used some clear ortho wax and just kind of place it into that spot, into that area where there was no contact. When I do this, I also make sure that I use some Vaseline to the opposing tooth. Then I have the patient bite down, and when they bite down, it gives me a good occlusal reference in terms of how that wax can be shaped and formed, and it allows the wax to stay in place. And then once I have a good form of that wax, then I'll take an impression of it. Here's the impression with the wax. The wax obviously is not intact to that crown, so it came out in the impression. And then I'll take this is a 12 fluted gold finishing burr, and I'll take this burr and just give this impression more definition, especially on the lingual and buccal surfaces. And then I'll also take out that proximal material and shore that up so that I can ensure that when I make this temporary, that it's flush up against the proximal tooth, and that there's no space or gappage in between the temporary and the existing tooth. Once I kind of clean this impression up with this finishing burr, I go back over, clean it out with a wet cotton pellet, because usually there's some residue of the material, so you don't want that residue on your temporary restoration. So I'll go back, rinse it off first, and then go back in and clean it out with this cotton pellet. Same tooth. In this case, I'm using Structur 3 by Boco to make the temporary. I place the temporary in this matrix, put that over the tooth, let it set up, and this is the temporary crown that we've made for tooth number 31. In terms of the cementation that I use, I'm using Bifix by Temp by Boco again. It's a good temporary material that I use kind of frequently and easy to handle. Place it into the inside of this temporary and seat it in place.